Welcome back to Her Circle with me, Chandler, and Ashley. We are going to just do a little recap of, not recap, I'm sorry, that
Do
was
like
wrong.
a slightly recap
Yeah.
also what's coming up for
Slash
us.
summer.
Yeah.
What we have planned, what's going on,
Mhm.
exciting things. But I just flew in today.
Yeah.
So
we're just going to say we're
landed,
back together in a,
Yeah.
according to
in the-
Chandler, a professional space.
Yes. I feel like Ashley always did
Yes.
perks of being married to Heston.
Mhm.
I did not. You should have seen mine. I should have taken like a full picture of like the behind the scenes of what like actually was in my room besides just like me. That's
But
all
you made
guys
it
saw.
work, and that's
It
all
worked.
that matters.
Yeah, we got it done. It was
Mhm.
fine. But like my view of what I saw in the room was pretty comical. It would have been funny to see because I like that's where I put all my like boutique clothing. Like so I
Mhm.
store it all in there, and there's a bed in there, and it was just like all pushed off to the side to like make room for the camera and my chair, and so it looked rough in there, but it's okay. It has like one little like stand for my mic and then like the laptop on the bed so I could see you. And
That's
then
so funny.
and then my mic that I just held the mic.
Mhm.
And like my one dining room chair and my one fake plant
Mhm.
in my house,
Mhm.
which Heston seemed to be very shocked that I only didn't have any fake plants.
It
He's like,
was
not anything?
funny.
Not
Yeah.
even one? Like,
Yeah.
what
He's
do you
like,
have?
just put a house plant behind you. Well, I don't have any.
He's like, I'll put a lamp. I was like, I actually don't have any lamps either. And I did find a lamp, but it didn't have any bulbs in it. So that defeated the purpose of the lamp.
Mhm.
So it was in storage, not like actually used lamp. So
Yeah.
that was not helpful. But we're back. We're
Yeah,
here.
we're
And then
here.
I was telling Heston when you're putting Roan down, I was like, yeah, I asked Ashley earlier how many episodes she wanted to do today. And she straight up just like serious as can be. Well, at least 4. We could probably do 5. And I said, yikes. And you went, what? I said, that was my response. But she said like so cash, like, we'll just crank these out. And in my head, I was like, I mean, we've done that before and that's what we've been doing. But in my head, we've only been doing like 1 lately. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I just landed.
Yeah.
I think once I get going, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But when you said that, I was like, all right.
That's true, because we've just been doing like once a week, which has been so nice.
Yeah,
but it is nice to get these like a batch of them done at a time.
Yeah. And we have you, not we. I'm just here along for the ride. Have stuff going on this weekend, so obviously we need to. But I was like, oh my goodness, it's like so hit the ground running today. Landed. Your Heston and Mom made us. Well, you didn't eat them pancakes, but I did. I grubbed on some pancakes.
Did you like them?
Yeah.
I think they're the sourdough ones, right? I haven't had them before, but my mom, everyone really likes them.
Yeah.
Maybe I should buy them for my kids.
Yeah, I thought they were good.
Yeah. I had the bacon though.
Yeah, the bacon was delicious. Good. Bacon's always good.
Yeah.
I could probably eat a whole package of bacon in one sitting, like without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I love bacon.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is good.
So that was pretty much my day. Now we're here recording.
Now we're here.
Apparently for 5 hours.
What's nice though is we're recording at my house, so we can do like 2 chill, 2 relax,
eat.
1 eat. Yes, do 1 more. This morning after I picked up Chandler at my mom's house, Chandler said, "Thanks for picking me up," and I said, "Thanks for feeding her too." Yeah. That's like 2 things I don't have to worry about.
You don't have to worry about feeding me.
We got to keep this girl fed.
I know. I just can't
keep the energy up.
I wish I could. Well, that sounds weird. I wish I could not eat. That sounds weird. But like, I wish I could handle if I'm like delayed on a meal. Because sometimes it happens. Every now and then it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm just thinking about it now. I'm like, what am I going to have for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
And you just ate.
I did just
like
eat
30
a lot
minutes
of
ago.
food,
But it doesn't matter. You're doing your whole thing. I'm going to eat by myself anyway.
We have some steaks in the freezer. I was thinking we could do, or Heston can go pick up some more steaks.
I like steak
somewhere.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, braces update really fast.
Okay,
going good. Got them tightened on Monday, and apparently this is the thickest wire So
Oh.
I'm hurting pretty good. This is the time when the smile is going to widen. So all the teeth are getting pulled kind of more out, I
Oh,
guess, which
okay.
is going to be interesting. And then Dr. Nichols was asking me like, or he was saying to the girl that did the braces, she puts the bands in or the wire and then he comes and checks and stuff. And so he's saying like, because she put hooks on the brackets. So these braces are way different than the ones that we had growing up
Okay.
because we had the brackets that had the hooks already on them. Do you remember that?
Mm.
So when you needed to wear rubber bands,
Yeah.
the hooks were already there.
Yeah.
So they add hooks onto the actual wire when you need them so they can place the hooks wherever they need to in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
So she put new wires, new hooks, all that fun stuff. So Dr. Nichols comes over and he's like saying some things like, okay, we're going to need to do reshaping on the bottom teeth towards the end of treatment. And then just said a couple things like about the midline, orthodontist talk that I don't understand. And then he said, we'll probably do some reshaping on the implant. And then he goes, can you tell me again the plan that we discussed? And I said, you had recommended me getting like a new implant or a new crown and then put another crown on this other tooth so it can match. And he goes, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited because he like wanted to hear what we had talked about and what I took away from it. Cause he's like, there's a couple different things. We can reshape the implant. We can do this, this, and this. And then he said like, get a new crown and then get another crown. And then it will just be like so nice looking. And so I said that to him the other day and he was like, yes, okay, this is going to be so awesome. I'm so excited. And so he's like telling me dentists like to look at their Instagram page and stuff. So I got the new wires. Now I have rubber bands. Which obviously I'm not wearing right now, so because it looks like spit apparently.
Only from the side.
Only from the side. But it would just get in the way too because one's like cuts in right here.
Well, it cuts kind of like, in front a little bit more.
So it's good.
Yeah.
I highly recommend if you're an adult and you're thinking about getting braces, just don't do Invisalign. Just go for it.
Yeah.
I've talked to so many women in braces now. And they've like been doing Invisalign for 18 months and they still end up in braces for like 4 or 5 months.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So it's like, just do it.
Yeah.
Just get it over with.
And do my bottom.
That's
the bottom teeth are the only thing that bother you on my teeth.
I wonder though if you went in for like a scan, because sometimes you can't just do top or bottom. So.
I know, but that's the thing. I don't care about anything else except these.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that bothers me. Other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, you have a great smile.
So I'm like,
you've always had a really good smile.
Just fix that.
Do you have a retainer on the bottom?
Not anymore.
Like a permanent one?
Oh, no.
You never had a permanent one?
I just had the
plastic.
Yeah, the one just like sling. Yeah.
Did you? And you had what one did you have on top? Same. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like my top teeth didn't shift, but my bottom ones obviously did. Because they're not straight anymore.
Mine shifted oddly enough because of the permanent retainer, which I didn't know because I thought it was broken because one of my my bottom teeth, part of it wasn't attached to the retainer, so I thought the retainer just broke. But then when I went for my consultation, because that was my biggest thing on the bottom, like it just looked off, like you could tell. And Dr. Nichols was explaining it's a braided coil and the middle of the retainer, the coil unravels. So once it's unraveling, it's twisting like this. So it's pushing and pulling. So it pushed my tooth out. So it went crooked because of the retainer, which is wild to me.
Caitlin had a permanent retainer for a while too.
I hate it.
Yeah. She got hers. I mean, it's been a while since she's had it, but she had one. I never did. It was always just the ones you popped in and out.
I think that at Dr. Nichols, they give the permanent and a retainer over. So
okay.
I think because I said something like, I can't wait to get this retainer on. He goes, well, it's only going to be for a little while.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't want to have a whole set of braces just for 3 teeth that I don't like though.
I know.
That's the only thing.
Mine was a lot more than that. But
yeah. And you didn't like your teeth.
Right.
It was more than just you wanted something different, which is fine.
And
But,
mine were they were
yeah,
fine, but like
you wanted, like it was something that you wanted a little bit like more, and he could do
mhm.
that, and he's
Mhm.
doing it. But I
Yeah.
thought yours, but like you said, like you knew that you could get better,
Right.
which I know I could too, but I only really care about these ones
Yeah.
on the bottom.
So,
Oh,
anyways, that's my update and now we're on summer break, so
oh yeah,
staying busy. There's not much to do here except for
be in
either
the water.
stay inside or you're swimming all day.
Yeah, because it's hot.
So,
You can't just be like, let's hang outside
no, you can't.
unless you're in the water.
Right.
Yeah, which is nice because you guys have that pool.
Yeah, we have this brand new aquatic center like 8 minutes from us. So I pretty much go
Yeah.
every day.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Is it open every day?
Every day.
Even Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's Day?
The
That's cool.
Lord's Day.
Wow.
Yes. And it's very not busy on Sunday, believe it or not.
I was going to say probably because the Lord's Day. You know,
There's a
people
lot of
aren't-
Mormons here.
Not swimming.
Usually Heston will take the kids in the morning because it
Mhm.
opens at 10 on Saturday and Sunday. So he'll leave here around like 9:45 and take Heston and Liv while Roan's sleeping, and then I get ready for church. Careful,
There's
these
no-
cushions will
There's
slide
no
right out
easy
from
way
you.
to do that.
There's not.
Or like quiet way.
Or
sorry.
graceful. Well, actually, you looked great doing it, but just loud,
Yeah.
little wobbly.
You like hear the sliding.
So
Sorry.
we're just gonna kind of talk about our summer plan. So
What do you got? What do you got coming up? What's the
we're
first thing?
first thing is Bear Lake,
Okay.
which is July. I think we're leaving on July 8th. I'm not
Nice.
sure.
That'll be
So
fun.
I love this vacation. We're so lucky we get to go every year. We have this awesome like family friends and they host us at their house. Or else like we couldn't do it every year. It would be like every
Yeah.
couple of years thing. And it's just a beautiful town.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
just pictures and stuff I've seen.
It's so different than anywhere that I've ever been. It's just there's so much to do. It's a small town, but like
Mhm.
you can be outside all day.
Yeah.
You can walk around. We our friends have a boat, so we get to be on the water, which our first year going, we didn't know that they had a boat. We just thought we were going to hang out at the beach and
Yeah.
like play in the water. And then they had this boat and it was like took it up just a whole other level.
Yeah.
I just love that my kids get to experience like going to the lake, being on the
Mhm.
water. Little
So
Heston's
fun.
good at wakeboarding. He's tried wake surfing. That one's a little bit trickier. I haven't
Yeah.
tried it yet. And then Liv is she just loves being outside and she
Yeah.
loves being in the water. So it's just it's
Yeah.
just fun as a parent to watch your kids get to experience those cool things that they
Yeah.
wouldn't have those experiences any other way. And then we've only gone once to this place and I'm hoping to go this year because it only opens up after July 1st if the roads are clear enough.
Okay.
And I don't think they had a very snowy winter up there. So it's called Bloomington Lake. So it's a glacier lake
fun.
from my understanding. So the last time we went, Liv I think she was 3. So it's been a while. She'll be
Mhm.
6 this summer. And you can't get in the water. Or you can't go across the lake unless you're in a life jacket because it's so cold. They've
Mm.
had people try and swim across it and they drown because they like freeze up because it's really cold.
Wow.
So you have to have a life jacket. But if you go from like one shore across, there's snow. So like my kids
Oh.
were that you could climb up this snowy like bank because it's fed from a glacier.
Yeah.
So you can climb up the snow and sled down into the water.
That's fun.
So that's like I've never heard of anyone doing that anywhere
Yeah.
else. So I love to go there because that's
Yeah.
like a cool experience. Then they have this rope swing, which I haven't done either because I'm kind of a wimp. The water is really, really cold.
Yeah, I feel like the water would be cold. That would be
It's
nice.
way cold. Like Bear Lake water is cold. It's like 71 degrees. And then the Glacier Lake is like way colder.
Yeah.
So,
Yikes. It's like a cold
yeah.
plunge.
And I just don't like to try things and have people watch me
Mm.
because I'm like worried I'm just going to look so stupid. And I know it's silly, like I need to get over it, but there's so many people that are like there hiking and doing stuff around Bloomington
I
Lake.
don't
So
even know you though.
I know, but
I know.
and sorry, Chad, I'll just tell this story very quickly.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't look worse than that. That's what I can tell
No.
myself.
That's true. Yeah.
My poor sweet brother went to get on it and he slipped and he fell into the rocks. I think he either broke his foot or fractured foot, fractured ankle, broken ankle. I think it was a fracture. Then he ended up splitting his head open and got like 40 stitches in his head. So that probably won't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
That
like
was rough.
worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And then when he was in the emergency room, all the doctors and nurses, because whatever town that you go to, obviously you're going to go to the closest ER.
Yeah.
And they were asking what happened. And he said it was like the rope swing at Bloomington. And the doctors were like, we go every year. We cut that dang rope down multiple times a year and someone keeps tying it back up.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
like for them, the amount of people they've had in their ER coming from getting hurt from that rope swing. So
you're like, no, thanks. I'm good.
mhm.
Yeah, that's fair. I probably still would try it, but
I know. I
the
really want
cold
to
water
this year.
would be the one that would get me, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that.
I feel like I would want to wear a life jacket because what if I accidentally went down too far? I couldn't get back up because I'm
I
too
guess
cold.
you could wear a life jacket.
Totally. I
Just,
probably
like,
would.
Bobble back up.
Yeah. So that's number one.
That'll be fun.
And then I don't know what day we're getting back.
Is
at
that
some point.
Utah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Bear Lake's it's like borders Utah and Idaho. So part of the lake is in Idaho, part of it is in Utah. So it's like Utah, Idaho. Yeah, it just depends on which shore you're going to.
Okay.
So that's first. And then we get back that whatever week we get back, we leave either Friday or Saturday to go to Florida.
Oh, okay. Quick. I forgot.
So it's going to be a fast turnaround, which is nice. Then we get to Florida and then we just get to relax for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Are you staying 4 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I know. I'm excited.
Do you guys drive to Bear Creek, right?
Yeah, Bear Lake. We drive.
How long is that?
I think it's 14 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll drive to our friend's house. And they live in Logan, which is like an hour south of the lake.
Okay.
So we get to their house and then we just stay the night there with them. And then we all drive up together. Okay. And it's like 45 minutes to an hour, but it's such a pretty drive, like through this green canyon. There's like waterfalls. It's so pretty.
That's how close they live to their. Okay. I thought they were a little bit further from the lake.
So they like pretty much are there all summer. They'll like come back for the weekends, like for games, because all their boys play baseball and stuff. But yeah, they're pretty much there.
Dang.
All summer long.
I didn't realize it was that close to their house.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long drive.
Mm-hmm. It's so worth it though.
Do you guys drive together and your mom and dad will drive separate?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can all fit together.
I think we're all gonna like carpool.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. I feel like anytime we've gone, we've never driven up at the same time.
Oh, like you've gone separately?
Yeah. Like last year, we were going to go on a Monday, but then Heston's like, well, I don't have work Saturday or Sunday. Let's just go drive and stay at my aunt's house.
Oh, okay.
And then we got there and they were already gone at Lake Powell, so there wasn't anyone there. And then our friend was like, because we didn't want to like show up 2 days early, you know. And he's like, if you guys are already here, just come to our house. And so we went to their house a little bit earlier and got to spend more time there. So it was fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be home a couple of days and go off to Florida. And you're staying at the same place in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a couple of years you've been.
Yeah, I think this will be our 3rd year in this unit. Okay. We really like it.
Yeah.
It's good. Nice. And we've met the same families come back every year.
Oh, wow.
So 2 of the families. One family, they live like 2.5 hours from the condo. Oh, okay. So they come a couple times in the summer because it's family owned. So they have access to it. Oh, okay. A lot more. And they have 3 cute little boys. So their ages like match up really well with Heston and Liv. And then another family, I think they're from Ohio. Oh, okay. And they've been coming for a really long time. And they have 4 kids. They've got 3 boys. And then she finally got her girl I think she's almost 2. So they're really cute. Heston and their oldest get along really well.
Lots of boys. So
yeah, it's nice when the weeks that they're there, because then my kids have like friends to play with and stuff. And then my mom's brother lives there. He moved there
Oh,
during
okay.
one of our vacations one time,
Oh, wow.
which was so funny because I don't think he knew that we vacation there all the time. And he used to live in Utah. And so he was like telling my mom that they're moving. And she's like, oh, where are you going to? And he's like, it's this town in Florida, St. Augustine. And my mom's like, oh, we go there all the time. And so he moved there while we were on vacation.
Oh, wow.
So we like met him there, helped them move into like their temporary rental while their house was being built. So it was so funny. So now that he lives in Florida, which is significantly farther than Utah, we see him way more than we ever did when he lived in Utah.
That's funny because he's like right there.
Yeah.
Because you guys, I mean, you don't really go to Utah. I mean, I guess you go to Bear Creek, but you're going there just for like that.
Yeah, just
You
for
don't
that.
really go to Utah a lot.
We used to. I feel like we used to go more. It's just harder now because it's
Yeah.
a quick drive. Like
Yeah.
it's not that bad of a drive and stuff. And we've got family there, and then some family also meets us in Florida too. So that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Oh, I was trying to think if I could go. I don't know if I can. Like, I had fun the last time. It was nice and just relaxing.
Yeah, so
Minus
relaxing
that.
for all
I
of
mean,
us.
I mean, I didn't have to deal with anything. I was fine. But I didn't. I liked it. It was relaxing.
It
for
is
me.
relaxing. It's a good
Yeah,
trip.
it's just like you just get to hang out and enjoy the beach and the sun. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, definitely not. And then my final trip is going to Chandler's vow renewal.
So when do you guys get back from Florida? Or are you going from Florida to there?
My parents are going from Florida to there.
Because
what day? It's over Labor Day, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I haven't even asked you how you guys are
It's
doing
the
that.
end of August.
Yes. It
Okay.
like runs into like the end of August to the very first
Beginning
of September.
Yeah. So I fly home with the kids on the 16th, August 16th.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll
You'll
be
be
home,
back for a little
get
bit
them
before.
settled, get them off to school for a few days, and then
When do they start school?
July 29th.
Oh.
So they're gonna they don't have their homes. It's like homeschool, so their attendance doesn't
matter.
Mean anything.
Yeah.
So I already talked to the director of the school. She's just gonna send me with when they start, so they're not like super far behind, and they won't have like makeup work or anything.
Yeah.
So
then you guys will load up and it's just gonna be you and Roan, right? Yeah. Load up and come down.
Yeah.
And then your parents are coming from there.
I think so. I think that's the plan.
Me and Mom were asking about that. I think she asked your mom when they were on the phone one time. And I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Or my mom might come home with me and the kids, and then her and I will fly out together.
Okay.
Which would be nice because I don't think I've ever flown with one of my kids by myself. Oh, that's not true. I have. But I went because of my husband.
Oh, when he like booked? Is that
my techie smart husband booked because it was confusing. We were doing it with points.
Yeah.
And so you have to book fully with points separate. You can't book like some points and then pay like from a card. So he booked his flight on points, or mine and the baby's flights on points or something, and then booked us on separate flights for the same day, just separate flights. And then they wouldn't let us change it.
That sucks.
It was crazy.
I can't believe they wouldn't
accommodate that.
I hate airlines. I think they're the worst. I think they're the worst. I really do.
Well, just like the level of customer service. Yeah. It's not there. Well, just crazy. The other day, so we booked all of our flights coming home from Florida because they were super cheap. And so Heston booked his on points, and then he booked me and the kids. And then I triple check now because of the situation we've already experienced. And then he gets a call or like a notification that they canceled his flight. And he calls them. He's like, why'd you cancel my flight? Because we have little Heston and Heston, and their names are the same. So they're like, oh, we thought you double booked.
That's don't get your to business. Assume that. Yeah. So what if I did get extra money? I guess.
Right. Or at least
you
say,
look
hey.
At the date of birth?
Right. We know, and different middle names. Yeah. Date of birth. We noticed you booked. We think you may have double booked.
Did you?
Right.
You don't make that decision for me.
They just canceled it, and he got a notification. Your Southwest flight has been canceled. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
So he called. They fixed it. Everything's fine. But to assume that. is just nuts.
This is like kind of off topic, but one time I went out with some friends and there was like 8 of us. We went out for I think a friend's birthday and ordered whatever. And so I don't even remember what they ordered. Say it was like steak and it was like mashed potatoes and green beans or whatever. And so when they brought the order out, it was like the steak, mashed potatoes, and then it was like carrots or something. Like the side was not right. And so she was like, oh, they like asked if everything was good. She goes, that's good. I ordered green beans or whatever. Like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, we're so sorry. We didn't have any. And they're like, so can I tell you what I want? Like, I don't like carrots or whatever. I'm like, you just were like, well, we don't have green beans. So I'm going to throw carrots or rice or like, you don't make that decision for me. I'm like, what if I had like some like food allergy or something? Like, you're just going to throw some food on the plate. We were all like, that was bold. You like made that choice for me. And she was like, I'm sorry, I don't actually like whatever. Can I see like options of sides? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. And we're just like,
weird.
That's so weird. Like, why would you make that decision for me?
Yeah.
Also, like, I'm a paying customer. So it's not like you're just like doing this. It's not something that like you're just like doing for me. Like, it's like the airlines. Like, I'm paying for this. You don't just get to
ask the question before you make the decision.
That's like me paying for a seat and you like move my seat. And it's like, no, I paid for that. You don't just get to like, so weird. And then they make it seem like you're crazy for being like confused on why they did that. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing a good thing. It's like, why wouldn't you have double checked? And obviously you didn't look at all the information. Yeah. That's another thing. So you halfway did your job.
Weird. Yeah.
You didn't actually like look to make sure. You just were like, oh, the name's the same. It's got to be. I'm like, did you not like dig a little deeper? Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird.
I mean, I'm assuming they
rebooked. Everything's fine, and we've been flying with 2 people with the same names for 10 years now. Never had any issues like that. So
yeah, I absolutely hate airlines. I think they're the worst.
Yeah,
like what did we do? We were going somewhere, and there's 2 things actually that this has happened kind of similar. We were going to, I think it was one of our international flights, and we booked like through American because we get like bags and stuff. Well, then our flight got switched to like, it was all the same, but it was like almost a different airline, which American owns, took over like Emirates or whatever. And so when we went to do our bags, they told us that we had to pay for our bags. And we were like, well, when we book these through like our American stuff, so we didn't have to pay for bags. And so they made us pay for our bags. And I'm like, well, y'all did that. We didn't. We should be able to get honored our American stuff. That's why we book American. If you're going to change the airlines on us, then that's not fair. Like, we didn't do that.
You should still honor the
like I
free
booked
bags.
through American because I get points or I get whatever that is. Like, people do Delta. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. And then one time we were coming back from our trip, and something got delayed or something. So we had to rebook our flight. So Ryan called and rebooked them, but they said that they did it like 2 separate tickets instead of like 1, like it originally was. That's just like how they booked it. So when we showed up at the airport, they made me pay for my bags because I wasn't under his name anymore on the tickets. And I was like, you guys did that though. You guys, we booked these together. And then when you guys readjusted them because of y'all's delay and had to rebook, you rebook them separate. And they're like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. And I look at them, I'm like, but there is something you can do. Ryan looked at me and was like, don't be like that. I'm like, no, this is ridiculous. Like, they're literally like stealing money, like on purpose. Like, I'm like, I'm already paying hundreds of dollars for this dang flight and paying for my bag. Would you expect me to fly to the Caribbean with no clothes?
Right.
Like, I have to have a bag. I'm like, this is so stupid. So I was so mad. And Ryan's like, I don't get why you're upset. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because I just paid like $50 for this bag.
Because it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not about like the money. It has nothing to do with the money. It's because
I'm like, you guys
it's
are
wrong.
being sleazy. I'm like, you guys rebooked us.
Right.
I didn't rebook. It'd been different if I did it. You guys called us, or we called you guys to rebook it because of y'all's problem, not us. And she's like, oh, I mean, you guys are going to have, I'm like, you literally could probably click something on your little computer and void the fee. I know you can.
Yeah, and that's what kills
You're just
me
choosing
because
not to.
Like that lady,
my hands are tied.
Well, that lady, she's just a regular person.
Yeah.
Like, she's not gonna get. I don't think there's any bonuses on like for being that strict or rude. Like, if I worked for a company and someone was like, "Oh, this coupon, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, it expired 6 years ago. You got it." Like, Go for it.
Like,
oh, you did. Yeah, that's right. It sounds like you do deserve your bag for free. Free bag.
because if someone came, like, if my boss came up to me and was like, "Why did you give that bag for free?" I would have been like, "That was on us."
Because
like,
I
to
should
me,
have
that
given it to
made
them for free.
logic
Right.
because she was booked under them. We rebooked them separate for whatever reason. I don't know. They had some reason, but either way, that was on you. So now I have to pay for my bag because you guys did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's stupid. That's why we booked together. So I didn't have to
Right.
pay for my bag.
Yeah.
Just like we booked American because I wanted to get my points or I didn't want to have to pay for my bags on American.
Yeah.
Like, you
That's
guys are
what always
stupid.
kills me when you're dealing with those kind of people in a situation, because it's like, you're not the owner of this company.
Yeah.
Like, what do you really
What do you
care
get from this?
Right. Like, it always
still
just
gonna get
blows
your
my
pay.
mind. We had this one like total opposite of the situation. Just funny. We had found this store in this town in California we like to shop in, and we went in one day and the sign was like 75% off the lowest sale price.
Okay.
So we got so much stuff. It was unreal. Like,
that's crazy.
yeah, and we only spent like maybe $200. Like, little Heston got 4 pairs of shoes. I got pants, like really cute, nice, like Billabong, Hurley, like Element, like good stuff, Vans. And then we go back the next day and it's a different girl.
Yeah.
And she's like, says something and we're like, oh, we thought it was 75% off the lowest price. And she goes, yeah, there's a sticky note here from someone that says like, that's not what the sale is. And we're like, oh, dang, yesterday they let us. And she goes, oh, okay, I really don't care. So she like let us do the same discount. So like, that's the kind of energy I feel like you should bring. If you're not the owner or if you're not the like person that's getting any kind of bonus or incentive being that strict about deals, like you're just a regular person like I am. Give me the deal.
Yeah.
I would give you the deal.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, it was on you. Well, not necessarily you, but like, I didn't do that. So you're over here screwing me over because your hands are tied.
Yeah, because
and I was like, let me look
mistake.
over look over that screen. I bet you I could find a button that could void this $50 fee real quick. Like, let me climb over that counter. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's just, it's wild. And now Southwest, we always fly Southwest. Now their bags aren't even free.
Yeah.
Like, what do they have going for them at this point?
I said that was a bold move.
That was the one thing that they had.
And the like, the no picking seats, like you get to pick your seats, which I don't like that because I like just knowing where I'm going, but people do. So I'm like, you literally took the only thing that set you apart. The 2 free bags. Yeah. And I was like, no offense, your prices aren't as cheap like they used to be. Like, I used to, like, people would do Southwest because you could find a deal. And I'm like, I mean, not saying you can't ever, but it's not like significant. And now you took like your only
one
perk.
thing, right?
So I'm like, you don't have anything going for you now. So that was a really bold move.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. We have a Southwest credit card, so we're still able to get 1 bag for free.
Okay,
which is better than nothing, but still, like, we're traveling for a month.
Oh yeah,
I need a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but what's nice with airlines, all baby necessities they don't ever charge for them. So like,
I didn't know that.
Car seats always fly free. Pack and plays are always free. So we have our pack and play and then a bag that goes over it. So I told us we should just put as much stuff in there as we can, like clothing wise.
Like, load it up. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I mean, but
makes sense because
it does make sense. Things. But it's also like me and mom say that all the time. I'm like, the whole baggage thing for paying, I'm like, that's part of my ticket.
I agree.
Like,
that's
you're
the fee
expecting
in
me
there.
to travel abroad and not have like luggage.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, why am I paying extra when I already bought the plane ticket? And no offense, like, it's not like if you don't pay that, I feel like it's just like another way to make money. But it's like, whether you charge me or not, that space below is for luggage.
It's gonna be there regardless.
So it's like, I don't understand. It's not like it's taking up costs for more seats of people. Like, you're like, well, if this luggage comes on, that's a seat I'm missing a set. Like, no, it's not taking or losing any of that. So I'm like, that should be my fee of my ticket. But what do I know? It's so weird to me. The traveling, like, what I don't even know what I want to call it. Like the traveling, like etiquette. I don't know if that's etiquette. I don't know. Like rules and laws are just so strange to me. Like, it's just weird. I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. We do it all the time, but
just not the
airlines
journey
are
necessarily.
They're just crazy to me.
They're rough.
Think about it.
And I feel like once you get past like
airlines
the security, you're at their mercy.
Yeah.
Like one time we were stuck in Chicago, which I've never flown through Chicago again for this very reason. We were stuck and little Heston, was it him? I don't know. Was running out of his formula or something. So then I'm like in the airport asking like, hey, do you sell formula anywhere? No. I think that should be we have formula. They have diapers, wipes, like all of those things, but not formula. And I'm like, really? You don't have any formula in here. You like trap families for days sometimes and there's no formula.
Yeah, like what happens when like there's snowstorms and you can't get people out? Yeah.
Right. I just thought that was weird not to have like a store with.
That is weird.
But if they did have it, they would have a tiniest can for like $80.
Oh yeah.
Which you'd have to buy because you're stuck.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, it's like I think it was Sean Johnson, I'm not for sure. But she had like a whole like scenario when she was traveling with her breast milk and like the TSA, like it was like horrible. I don't know if they were like questioning her or trying to like get her to get rid of all these things. She goes, no, like there's certain ways you can travel with that and stuff. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I'm literally like a new mother, breastfeed. Like there's so many things going on right now and you're really gonna like harp on me or make it a big deal or like pull me aside and do all my when I did all the things I needed to do for it.
Yeah.
Like, I was
with
dang.
breast milk or any formula, like there's no like maximum amount. You can bring as much as you want.
I think, is there like a certain way how you have to like?
So you just have to say to them, like, I have formula.
Okay.
So like when Heston was a baby, I made his formula. So I would pre-make like 3 bottles.
Yeah.
And I had them in a cooler bag. And so I would just pull the bag out and say like, this is my son's like formula. So they put it through the belt and then they test the bottle. Like they just put this like strip over it. I don't know what it tests, but that's it. So that's weird. But it's just one person
she had like a
who feels like they just want to be.
Yeah. It's like you just want to be like
have a power trip that day.
It's like, just let me get where I need to go. Like I'm already traveling with my kids. Just give me a break, man.
Yeah. It's already stressful enough. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We had one time flying just with Liv and Heston. And we were going through TSA at Mesa Gateway, which that's a super tiny airport. Like it's so small. And we go through it and this guy's like, and I've flown with my kids at least a dozen times. Like I know the drill. He's saying, and for some reason he's like, take out all snacks, all water, any food items out of your bag that day for whatever reason. Yeah. So I do all that. I'm like, that's weird. So I put everything out and then he like takes my bag and he's filling it and he pulls out my wipes and literally says to me, had you been listening to me, you would have heard me tell you to take your wipes out. And I turned around so fast. Excuse me? I have flown at least a dozen times with kids and I've never once had somebody ask me to take my snacks out of the bag like you have, let alone my wipes. And he was like, oh. And I said, this is Mesa Gateway. Calm down. Relax. And I just like was livid. And then I even went and talked to someone. I said, I'm fine. If he said, hey, you need to take your wipes out. Yeah. He was so rude about it. Like
that's another
thing. To say to another adult woman, had you been listening to me,
like
you would have heard me say to take your wipes out. And I was like, pardon you.
No, shut your face.
I was livid. And it takes a lot for me. I'm a rule follower. That's why I was so ticked. Like I follow the rules. I respect authority. I took out the stuff, even though I thought it was a stupid waste of time, which it was. Yeah. And then for him to say that about the wipes, it was like, okay, here we go.
I get irritated about some things. I just feel like sometimes they like pick and choose things just to like. So I have TSA pre-check. So you just technically can just like go through. You don't have to take off your shoes, anything like that. And so it's like usually super easy, quick or whatever. Well, this guy in front of me has a hoodie on, whatever. He walks through. I have like my jacket over. I don't take it off because I'm like, well, he has a hoodie on. Yeah. And I don't want to put my jacket in these nasty bins and then put it back on. And so I started walking. He goes, ma'am, you need to take your jacket off. And I was all, what? And so he like looks at me. So I definitely I rolled my eyes and I was like, I said something probably like, wow. Or he goes, what, you don't like to take your jacket off? I said, no, I don't. That's why I had it on. Right. And he just like looked at me and I just like threw it in the bin and walked out. And I was like, the homeboy just walked in with like hoodie and all this stuff. I'm like, why can't I have my jacket on?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just like pick and choose who you want to
Who you want to mess with that day.
And it was, just I guess and it wasn't that big of a deal, but I'm like, that's the whole point of TSA pre-check.
Yeah. Or like let it be the same.
Yeah.
Had you said to that guy, hey, take your jacket off.
I would have taken it off without you asking me because I saw that you told him. But since you didn't tell him, I was like, oh, I can keep mine on. Yeah. And I didn't want to put it on because I wanted to keep it on because I don't want to put it in the nasty thing.
In a germy bin where other people's shoes have been.
Yeah.
That's true. I've never thought of that
you don't
before.
Clean those. I'm putting it back on my body now.
Yeah.
This is the only jacket I have.
I bet there's like plastic liners you could buy to put in trays as you travel. Just 1 second.
Wipe. I
didn't know you didn't have to take your shoes off for TSA pre.
That's the whole point. Like
you have to pay extra for it.
Yeah, TSA pre-check. It's like you pay and it's like lasts for like a long time. Like, and
how much is it per person?
Do you know? I don't know. It's worth it if you travel.
Yeah, and it's
so quick because you realistically are supposed to just like throw your shit up. You don't have to take anything out of your bags, and you're supposed to walk through. Like that's the whole point because you're like background check. Yeah, like it's a whole thing. So I'm like, what's the point of that?
That's cool.
And if I'm hiding my gun under this jacket and your things don't pick up it, what are you picking up anything? Like, let me hide my gun in my jacket or whatever it is. I'm like, it would be in my shoe or it could be in my jeans or those guys' boots.
Right.
Guarantee you that cowboy more likely has a gun in his boots than
I do probably.
In my Forever 21 jacket. That I'm like, bro, yeah. Oh, no.
I should look into that. I don't travel enough necessarily for it, but that one couple of times I do, it sounds amazing.
It's worth it. And I don't think it's like, I want to say, expensive. Don't quote me. I think it's like 90.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, if you travel a couple times a year, to me, that's worth it because you get through that real quick.
Yeah.
And it's just nice because you don't have to take anything out. You don't have to take your shoes off. You literally just throw your stuff up and walk through.
I love that.
And it's usually it's not even like the not legit, I don't know. Like, it's not the, like, spinny one. It's, like, literally just, like, beep.
I never go in the spinny thing because when the kids don't have to go in there. And so they don't ever make me go in there. Heston always has to go in.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, if I'm traveling with my mom, they don't ever make her go in either. So, like, I'll, like, stand on one side with the kids and then she'll meet them on the other side. So I don't think she ever has to do the body scan.
Why?
I don't know. Just because she's, like, with me and we have kids.
Like, with you. Got you. That's nice.
So, anyways, back to
off of our travel rant. I could keep going, man.
I know. It's endless.
It's just like, I don't know what it is. Or like a funny thing of people talk about, like I said that earlier, like travel etiquette of like what you think is okay as a traveler. Like wear or things like that. It's always funny to hear people's like opinions on that. Like, do you wear sandals? In the airport? Yeah. Flip-flops?
I do. I wear sandals. You wear tennis shoes?
I have to wear tennis shoes. I have to have my feet covered.
I
don't know what it is.
I usually I always wear sandals.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have to have my feet covered.
You like a tennis shoe?
Yeah, because I need it. Well, now that I don't take my shoes off, it's not as big a deal, but I just don't like my toesies open and anything.
Exposed.
Yeah.
I make my kids wear tennis shoes because I'm not dealing with that.
That's fair.
You know, like Liv this morning just walked out to the car with her sandals on. I told her to get something from the house if she wanted it. She came back in, took her sandals off, goes to my mom's house, has no shoes.
Yeah, I wonder why she's like, I gotta take my shoes off.
I don't know. I haven't found them either. So, and I looked through the car because part of me was like, is she doing this because she just wants my mom to take her to get new shoes? Because she's smart enough to do that.
She does like shoes.
She's a shoe girl.
Yeah, she's always been a shoe girl. Maybe. But
I didn't find him in the car.
Oh, tricky little thing.
She is.
That would be something she would do.
It absolutely would be her going, well, I'm going to Gigi's house. If I don't have shoes, she'll take me to the store to buy new ones. And my mom even said, it's fine. We'll just run to Target. And I said, no, she can just wear your slides.
You did say that. Yeah.
I said, because if they're not really going to go anywhere, they're just probably going to walk down to the pool. Which it's too hot because if it was cooler, I wouldn't care. She could just go barefoot, but she'll burn her feet.
Just slide those little shoes on.
But yeah, that's
they're probably not 100%. Too big for her.
Yeah, she just can shuffle down to the pool.
She'll be fine.
No big deal. But that's absolutely something she would do on purpose.
Oh my gosh. And I love how she goes, I didn't have them on. You're like, I saw her on your feet.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say because she walked out and I noted like, okay, she has her shoes on that I set out specifically for her to wear. And then she
Oh,
came
gosh.
back in. Remind me to look for them after this.
I know. Now I'm curious
No, I'm
on
so
if you'll find
curious.
them.
Anyways,
Oh,
so
yeah. I have to have my toesies covered. But yeah, no, I am doing, what are we doing? We did St. Simon's once already.
mhm.
And then we have Italy. I'm super excited
In
about that.
September.
No, the end of this month.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I'll be gone the end of the month and the 1st of January or July. So super excited.
Will you be there over the 4th?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
assuming nothing happens there on the 4th.
No, but you know, it's actually, so we always travel over the 4th of July week because
Yeah.
the gym's closed. So that's
Oh.
usually the week that me and Ryan take like our trip without other people. This time it won't
Mhm.
be that way, which is, it doesn't matter. But every time we've gone, it's always out of the country or somewhere. There's always been something, like when we were in Grand Caymans, the day before there was fireworks. And me and Ryan were
Wow.
like, that's weird. But apparently it was some holiday there.
Okay.
So they did fireworks. So we got fireworks there.
Mhm.
And then where were we? That was last year. Aruba, they did like a whole like drone light show.
Wow.
I guess because in their head there was like enough like
American
people
travelers.
that, like it's tourists like at these hotels that they did something.
Mhm.
So I was like, huh. So we've gotten like something almost every time we've gone, even though we haven't been in the US.
That's cool.
So I don't think Italy will, because I don't think Italy, like they don't like us really.
Mhm.
So I don't think that's a thing they're gonna celebrate.
Yeah,
Us,
you have
like,
to let me know.
I mean, I wouldn't
curious.
imagine other countries would. Like we don't celebrate other countries,
Holidays.
holidays. But it's funny because like Grand Caymans had their own the day before. So the 3rd, that night, there was fireworks all over. So we got to see those. So that was fun. It was just like
Mhm.
coincidence. And Aruba just did a little show because they knew like on that strip, there was a couple hotels. They did it. They like told you where you could go and you could watch it. And it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, I guess, but I don't see that happening for us in this
In
case.
Italy,
but
yeah.
it's, I mean, obviously we don't care. We don't expect it. But we've actually managed to like have like fireworks, ironically, a couple times. But yeah, we'll be over the 4th. We're going for Caitlin and CJ's combo 40th.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
old. I know.
Yeah, hers is July 21st.
Old. So,
Wow.
no, June. Sorry. Hers is June.
Oh,
20.
June.
Yeah. I was like,
I was very
and
confident
I was like,
in that.
I was like, wait.
I was
June,
even
yeah.
thinking
Because
July
his is-
21st, the first day of summer,
Yeah,
but it's June.
It's June 21st. Yeah, the first
Dang
day
it.
of summer. Yeah.
Sorry, Caitlin.
It's fine. You did know the first day of summer. You just were wrong on the
I
month.
was just wrong on the month.
And
Yeah.
in your defense, Liv's is July. So
Yeah.
And then his is August 5th.
Okay.
So we're kind of just like going in the middle.
Are the kids going?
No,
Okay.
it's just an adult trip. So they invited a couple like groups of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think it's only going to wind up being them, another like couple, and then us.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going a little bit earlier than us. And then we'll go in and we'll spend a couple days with them. We're taking the trip to Rome with them. And then we'll spend like a couple days with them. And then they leave a couple days earlier than us. And then we'll go somewhere else. And we spend like the last like 3 or 4 days somewhere else before we fly out.
Nice.
So we're spending like half of our trip with them and half of it on our own.
That'll be fun.
So it'll be fun. We're doing a day in Rome with them. We have like a little boat tour we're doing with all of them. I think there'll be like 6 of us. And then me and Ryan will probably do a boat tour when we're on our own because we love doing that. And we're going to a different location. So it was like recommended to do over there. So we're like, oh, okay, why not? Cool. Spend a day in the water and like takes you to like a place to like be able to get out and like eat and stuff. So we'll do that. But we might take like a cooking class. But other than that, we're just gonna like chill.
It's exciting.
Roam around. The only thing we really have like a packed day is like when we do Rome because we'll want to see as much as we can. Other than that, I think it'll just kind of be like more like chill, hanging by the pool or beach, and I'm sure we'll like wander and explore the cities that we're around, but nothing too crazy. And then we're doing Sardinia. We were gonna do Sicily, but we decided to do Sardinia instead, just because, just like the area we were looking at and hotels and just things. And then there was like the volcano erupted in Sicily, which when we looked it up, they're like, oh, it happens like apparently like often.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, it shouldn't be a big deal to travel. We were kind of like, well, maybe we don't have to like worry about like
that.
just like taking the chance of like stuff. I don't know. So we were like, okay. And so then we looked and we just found a hotel and stuff we liked better in Sardinia. So we're doing that instead of Sicily.
Cool.
But yeah, so we'll probably like, explore that. And then we got a car for that one.
Nice.
They said that's like easy to drive over there. So
is it opposite?
I don't know. I feel like it is. Most of the time, like in Ireland it was. Where else have we driven? I think I'm trying to think on if
London is, right?
We didn't drive in London, but it is in London.
Yeah.
And then I think when we did Greece I think it was. I don't know. I'd have to ask Jack and them. They drove. I just was along for the ride. But I feel like he was on this side, like driving on this side. So maybe not.
But
sometimes
Greece is the same as it is here.
I don't remember.
I'm thinking about a movie that I've watched that takes place in Greece, and
I feel like he was on this to the correct side of us.
Yeah, the normal side.
But like in Ireland, Ryan was on the other
That'd
side.
Be so weird.
It was so weird. You know how many times we would go to the car and we'd both go, and then we'd and then like walk around because we're like used to like going. But yeah, he did good. He did pretty good. There was one time he went to turn and he goes, wow, and like takes it back. But other than that, he did really good. Then the streets in Ireland were narrow.
Oh.
But there was some like trucks going through, and we were like, and there's walls everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like everything's like walled or like bushed, like tall, green. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like there were times where I feel like you wanted to be like the Harry Potter bus where it's like
get smaller.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But he did good.
Have you tried driving?
Oh, heck no.
I just don't think my mind could do that. There was no
need for me to do that. I was stressed being in the passenger.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
And was it stick? Because I know
we specifically asked
an
for
automatic.
and it's usually more expensive. But I'm like, no.
It's less expensive than a hospital bill or crashing your car.
So funny story that you asked that. So one time, it was like long time ago, there was like some kind of like horse show in London. And so someone asked Kim if she could drive stick. And Kim was like, oh yeah, I can. And they're like, okay, awesome. We need like a driver in London, and none of us know how to drive stick. But at that time, like, I think that was like all there was, like automatic cars, like I don't think were as like common, or automatic cars were more common, I think, then, but like in London and stuff, it wasn't quite. So like, I don't think they had like the option for automatic then. And so Kim was like, I can. And so literally she's going, like, this is the reason why she got invited to go to London, like because she could drive stick and like the people going couldn't.
Yeah.
And so they like get dropped off where they need to go. And Kim goes by herself to go get the rental car. And so she gets in the rental car. Well, it's on the other side. And so she calls them and she was like, she's like, I couldn't get out of the parking lot because I couldn't do it with my left hand.
Oh.
Like I couldn't, like,
because it's backwards.
Yeah. So she's like, I just couldn't do it. So she's like, I can't drive around doing it with like the opposite side feet and the opposite hand. She goes, I couldn't even get the car in reverse. So she's like, told them she had to call and tell them that she's like, I can't do it.
It's not going to work.
So I don't know if they winded up having to like get a driver, or if it was like automatic was an option, but it was like significantly like more expensive. I don't remember the situation, but I remember Kim telling me like that's why she went and got like asked to go, and she's like, I couldn't even do it. And so I like laughed. I was like, well, then I guess at least you got like still got a trip out of it.
Yeah.
Even though I guess you didn't do
I
your
mean,
duties.
she tried.
Well, that's another thing. I was like, they couldn't do it either.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess it was, you're still a better option.
Yeah.
She goes, I didn't even think about it.
That's so funny. Yeah, because it's opposite way.
Yeah.
And then the clutch and the brake and the gas.
Just everything. And then you're on the opposite side of the road anyway, like that alone. So you're over here like trying to figure out this while you're
She's like driving right-handed like, over here. Someone else can hold the steering wheel.
I didn't get out of the parking garage. So she was like, I called them and was like, this isn't going to work. So I don't know if they winded up upgrading and having to like pay whatever it was. But when you travel like that, the automatics are more expensive.
I had no idea.
So, which if you buy a car, automatic cars are more expensive. Like if you buy a stick, like those are usually cheaper. Like I have a friend that a girl that I went oh my gosh, girl that I work with that was a PA, she always bought sticks because she could do it. She goes, they're always cheaper.
Huh.
So all her cars were, is it standard?
Yeah, standard. Yeah.
And
Chris
that was
always
crazy.
had all of his cars were like that.
Mhm.
So he taught me sort of how to
Yeah.
drive stick in one of his, I don't even know, Jetta. I think he had a Jetta.
Yeah.
He had that car for so long.
Yeah.
That wasn't it black?
Black, yeah.
So he kind of taught me. So I had like a basic knowledge. And then Heston bought
it was
like an
Volkswagen?
old Bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, super, super old. And it was stick.
Blue.
So I learned better in that one. That was fun. But I don't think I could do it now.
I think I tried one time with an ex-boyfriend and it didn't go well. And I think that was that. And I never tried again. And then I didn't have any need to. Mm-hmm. Although if you ask CJ, he thinks it's a necessity.
Yeah.
Because if you ever need to get away or something and that's the only car, then you're screwed. And
I would just pray really hard.
I'm also not surrounded by stick shifts, but they are on the range. So like if options aren't stick shift, my options are automatic.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of their ranch or whatever. And he's like, what if the cars are down and it's a stick? Like he was told Caitlin, like she had to learn. And
then I'll die. That's what it is.
He was like, what if you need to go to the hospital and your car is in the shop or something and it's this truck or whatever? He goes, you need to be able to know that you can drive it.
That makes sense in that scenario because that's their reality.
Like, no, but it is more their reality than
the
like
percentage
mine
is slightly higher
than my reality of I don't know anybody now that owns a stick shift.
Yeah.
So I feel like my odds would be okay, but maybe at one point. So I think Caitlin learned. Granted, now I don't know if she's like you, if she would even.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all the ranch cars now are or if they like, you know, eventually like you get out of that because stick shifts aren't just like selling.
Right.
Like
they're not a high demand.
I think people would rather not have to deal with that. So I don't know. Maybe they've made their way out of that.
That's so funny.
But he drives trucks. And so I don't know if those are.
Yeah.
Like those big 18-wheelers or whatever.
What do they call
them? But he can drive, so it doesn't matter.
3 on the tree. Isn't that what it's called? Or something?
I don't know. 3 on the tree.
I think that's a thing.
I don't know. It might be. Google it. I don't know. It sounds cool. Is it like slang?
I think it's like 3 gears on and they call it 3 on the tree.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That could be one of the childhood things that I heard and I just take it for fact.
It must be true.
It must be true.
Yeah. I'm like, I think, but CJ obviously knows how to drive stick. Like even if he
I feel like men just are programmed with that. Like I feel very confident if little Heston got behind the wheel of a stick shift, it would take him about 10 minutes to figure it out.
I have no desire to learn, especially at this point.
It's and it's too late. My brain just doesn't function at 100%
I think about
anyways.
learning mine either. I think about how cool it would be to learn another language, and I'm like, my brain couldn't. I don't know if my brain can learn much more.
I know.
I just don't have that brain.
Yeah.
That like absorbs things. I just think it's done.
Yeah.
I actually think it's losing.
Our sponge is calcified.
I think it's actually losing. Like it's seeping.
Yeah.
Things. I'm like, I feel like I used to know this. Like, what were we doing the other day? I was telling you about how the burn boot camp did it. I said I wouldn't be doing this with my hand. I've done it like 5 times. I was like, why would I do that?
Heston lectured us before we started. Do not cross this.
And I was
with
like, why
hands.
would I? And I think I have like 5 times. I'm like, that's stupid. They did a pop-up at the gym. And so they do child watch for the camps. And that's why like the gym is such like one of the reasons it's like really liked is because like people can drop their kids off and like have time for themselves. And so we had like kid watch at the gym. And so one of the moms brought in their son and he was like doing homework, all being all nice. He was a super sweet boy. But the mom came up to me and was like, hey, and she's like her kids come to the gym. So she's like one of the moms, but I haven't actually met her till then. She's like, I let him know that if he needed any help that he could like come ask you guys. And I was like, okay, whatever.
You're like,
I'm
well,
thinking,
how old is he?
Well, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, like yeah. Or he won't come up and ask me. Well, he did. And sure enough, I tried really hard to make sense of what it was asking me. And I was
it
like,
math or what?
Yeah, and I love math. But I didn't know, I couldn't figure out what it was asking me. Like, I don't know what it was. So I was trying to explain it to them after because I told him, he's like, oh, and he was so sweet. He's like, oh, it's fine. I'll just do it when I get home. Like, it's okay. I don't have to get it done right now. And I was like, no, like, I'm really bothered that I can't figure this out. And he's like, no, it's really okay. He's like, I'll just ask my teacher when I get home or message them or ask my mom. Like, it's fine. I don't have to have it done right now. It's so sweet. And I was like, all right, well, I'm sorry because I literally can't help you.
Yeah.
So I was telling the mom and one of the girls I worked with after I was like laughing at, she goes, oh, fractions. I go, that's what that was asking? And I was like, I don't even think I would have been able to do that anyway. I was like, what are fractions? You know, I'm like, I have to Google that stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, 1/8 over 1/4 times, you know, I'm like, no, I got time for that.
I have been okay so far with Heston's homework, but there's a couple questions where I'm like, no, you need to work that out on yourself. I can't just give you the answer, but in my head, I have no idea
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way. I would not pass elementary.
You know, one thing I completely forgot about, like long division or just division, because you'll do like 4 into 95, which it doesn't go perfectly into that.
Yeah.
And so I was helping him. I'm like, well, I guess it's a decimal. I don't know. And so I was doing decimals with him. It's remainders. Do you remember remainder?
Oh, vaguely.
So you would write like 4 remainder 2 or something.
Oh.
Like 4R2.
Yeah.
And so his teacher was like, hey, it's remainders, and like sent us home with this thing. But I was like, whoa, I completely forgot about remainders.
And I like math.
Yeah,
and
you were really, I wasn't the best. I was always like ahead in math because I did algebra when it was supposed to be like, you know,
we were in the
faster
with some of
track.
your kids in math.
Right. Like, so like we were always a grade with the grade higher.
Yeah. Which was a bummer because then I could have been in some of your classes if you weren't.
If I wasn't.
Because I was in some of the classes with your friends. I'm like, well, I don't know that anything to your friends, but I want to be in class with you.
Because when my grade was taking algebra, I was in geometry with the 9th graders, and you were in algebra with the 8th graders as a 7th grader.
No, other way. I was 8th with the 9th grader because I was here for my 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always in a different, like a higher math, oddly enough. I don't know why, but
I'm like, I wouldn't pass elementary school right now. There's no way.
It's a little different the way they teach numbers. It's a way more like smart way to work with numbers.
I'm like, no, thank you. Don't make me do that. So so that was funny, but I don't even know how we got off on that.
I know. I'm just sitting here thinking this is the most random episode we've ever done.
and then I'll go to St. Simon's again for a vow renewal. I'll be there too with you.
Yay. I'm
so excited.
Seriously, it's gonna
and we'll
be
get to stay with you a couple days.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We've had a couple of friends text us over the last couple of weeks. Like Ashley and Paul text us the other day and was like, we booked. And then
good.
We had Kendall and Courtney text us that they booked. Shelby asked me some questions the other day about some stuff. So, and they did like a group message. So hopefully they get
I'm just
all
excited to meet like some of these people that I hear about. Is she going to be coming?
No, because
school starts already, huh?
Jordan's cousin or someone on Jordan's side is getting married that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So she was like, I can't. I was like, well, you made it to the first one, so that's good. Which is ironic because the friends that are coming are actually the ones that didn't get to make it.
Oh,
so like Allie
cool.
and Emily and them, like, Emily couldn't make it to the wedding, but like, Allie is not coming, which is fine, but she did. And then like, Callie and Kyle, out of like that college group that can't, they're the ones who can't come, but they actually did come to the wedding.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, like the ones that like are missing it.
That's good though.
Missing it. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny.
They kind of made it to everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and your parents and my mom and the siblings.
And Roan.
Oh yeah. Roan wasn't even a thing.
He wasn't even a thing.
Just Heston was.
Just baby Heston, and he was months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a little cutie. I actually had pictures pop up the other day of Kenyon. Like it wasn't at the wedding, but like baby Kenyon. So I was like, oh my gosh. So it made me like look back, and I found a picture of him at the wedding in his like little bow tie.
His little purple
now you're just
suspenders.
Like gonna be 13.
Who's Kenyon?
Will be 13 in October.
Stop it.
And I'm like, why? I have to take him on a trip. So I'll be doing that, not this summer, but in October, November time.
That's exciting.
I'll probably take him on like a fishing trip.
Even though I know nothing
about fishing. You're like, there's so many fish. I'll probably do somewhere like Tennessee or like somewhere like that has like really pretty outside. It won't be like too hot or too cold.
Yeah.
So I have to like find a weekend that he doesn't have sports. So I have that this
coming up
fall-ish time.
Cool.
But yeah, I have to figure out. I have to get with Caitlin. But I can't believe he's going to be 13. And then Hannah will be 15 and driving.
A stick shift.
A stick shift, probably. CJ probably will make her learn.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. Because, oh my gosh, she will. She's going to 9th grade. So she'll be learning. She'll get a
that year.
She even might be able to drive. Like they might because I know there's certain like she was telling me something that you can get like a license like early on if you
Mhm.
like you meet certain protocols of like
Okay.
living
For
so
like
far out of
farm
town.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they thought about doing it. I think you could do it at 14 or they
Mhm.
thought you could, but I think for sure you probably could 15. So she's like, she might be driving herself. She goes, but that kind of
Wow.
scares me. I was like, it's literally just like one road.
Yeah.
I'm like, you pass like 2 people probably going to school.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. So I'm like, she goes, that's just like, so I'm like, you drove in like Arizona.
Yeah.
Like, or like
So busy.
So I'm like, that's way, she goes, and it freaked me out. I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when she first learned, I think it was dad. She said like made her get on the highway, her mom did, and she was like freaking out.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, that wasn't even bad compared to like some places. I think it's easy driving here
Mhm.
compared to what I deal with.
Yeah.
I come here and I'm like, wow, this is great.
Mhm.
I'm like, freaking go home and I'm like, this is crap, man.
Yeah.
It's awful. And now they live in like middle of nowhere, so they go anywhere and it sucks for them.
Mhm.
That's a bad thing. Like learning to drive in like a town with like 5 people. You're gonna
You're
get
not,
out
yeah,
in the real world.
the real like scenarios
yeah,
are,
and you're
don't
like,
exist for
not
you.
anything like that.
Yeah.
But they could probably already drive because they probably do on the ranch. Some
Mhm.
doing who knows what. So
Well, this was the most random episode
yes, it really
I think
was.
we've
It
had.
was all over the place.
We haven't seen each other in a while, so we're just
Catch up.
playing catch up and all that fun stuff. So
Keep you guys updated on our summer stuff.
yeah, thanks for listening.